What an absolutely crazy time to be inside the Bitcoin market. I mean, right now, between yesterday's Twitter debacle and the fact that we appear to be at the apex point of a multi-month triangular formation ready to absolutely explode at any given moment, we have a lot to talk about here. We're also going to discuss the altcoin market. But before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. I am not a financial advisor. These are only my own speculative ideas and opinions. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading. This market is extremely high risk. Now, with that being said, let's discuss Bitcoin first and foremost. You can clearly see, my friends, that we are still on this series of lower highs and higher lows, squeezing us into this symmetrical pennant formation. Now, with that being said, symmetrical triangles can be neutral patterns, right? But the problem for me here is that we've been traveling generally sideways for over 70 days at this point. I believe, let's just take a date range here. I believe it was 77 days. Yes, there it is. 77 days we've essentially been trading sideways. Right now, in and of itself, that's not very bullish to me, as we are up against this macro historic resistance zone, and not being able to break it for over 2 months now is not what I wanted to see. Also, it's getting very, very interesting that Bitcoin is just clinging on to this upward sloping support line right now. I mean, this in and of itself, sure, but Kirby, the support line, yes, but look at the downward sloping resistance and this purple box of local tentative resistance as well, right? We backtested it once, twice, and thrice. We've been rejected inside this range all these times. Now, sure, if you want to look at this from a more bullish perspective, if we do break out to the upside, creating a new higher high, right, around 9,500 could be bullish. Creating another higher high around 9,800 could be bullish. And for a third bullish caveat there, getting above this one here would also get us back above the purple box. All of those things would look strong for the bulls, right? So it's not all doom and gloom. But the fact of the matter is that as the walls are closing in on Bitcoin here, it certainly, in my opinion, looks like we have more downward pressure at the moment than upward. Let's get this crypto. If you see that, please leave a thumbs up for the video. Thank you very much. Now, let's look at some indicators here. First, we'll look at the DPO. Now, the DPO here is right on top with the purple boxes there. Now, here on the daily time frame, these are some areas that the DPO has essentially called the highs and the lows of the market, right? I have them respectively drawn like that. Now, we already apparently have hit the top here, right? That's what it looks like in terms of the DPO indicator for the cycle, right? This takes price out of it, this indicator. So if this actually was the top of the cycle, and like most cycles, we go from the top to the bottom box, right? That's generally been what's happened. Of course, past performance does not indicate future results, and there are times such as this one where we never actually got to the bottom before going back up, right? This only went to the median line and went back up. So there are anomalies here, right? Same to the upside, right? This went from the bottom to the middle, back to the bottom. So it's not perfect, but it appears that most of the time since the bubble pop in 2017, that most of the time we have seen this go from top to bottom, right? And right now, essentially, we could see here that we have already hit the top, and we right now are underneath that median line. The good news is if we do dump down into this box, right, which pretty much would coincide with a dump in the price, I think it's possible that that line could potentially, this is all speculation, right, my friends, that this could line up with this area here. And if Bitcoin is able to find support in this green box anywhere, between 7,000 and 6,000, and we get the DPO down into this purple box territory, right? This would look like a perfect top to bottom, and maybe we could start to look for a rally back up to the top again, all while building now new support on top of a zone which has been very historically full of confluence for the Bitcoin price. And this, to me, could possibly be the area where we look to see a floor built before a real bull market. Let's get this crypto. Now, sure, this would be bearish to get rejected again at this region here, right? And I'm not saying that dumping here has to be bullish. What I'm saying is that if we dump there and find support, it's possible that on our fourth back test of this region that the bulls could then look to get through, as theoretically, the more times that you look to test a level of resistance, the higher the probability becomes to potentially break right through. Let's get this crypto. My friends, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all. I do daily crypto analysis just like this each and every day. Welcome to the channel. Now, let's take a look at some other indicators here. If we look at the MACD, briefly, I'll pull this up here on the 1-day time frame. Right now, we could see that here on the daily, we are beginning to see a red bar of a loss of momentum. We are potentially seeing a cross here as well. If we go to the weekly MACD as well, this is where we've seen some problems built here. Let me just clean up the drawings here real quick so that we can get a better view. All right. And what we could see here is that we did have a hidden bearish divergence, right? Ascending higher highs here on the MACD histogram, while we were seeing lower highs here on the weekly macro view, right? So we had 2 lower highs. This was a bearish divergence hidden, right? So we're also getting that at this range of tentative macro resistance. That's not what I wanted to see there. If we take a look here at the Chaikin oscillator, also on the weekly time frame, we could see that this right now is underneath the 0 line. And if you're unfamiliar with what the Chaikin oscillator is, I've been covering it in past streams. So again, if you're not already subscribed, I show unique indicators just like this one. So subscribe, tick the little bell, and select all. But the Chaikin oscillator basically is looking for potential hidden buy and sell pressure. And below this 0 line is essentially showing you there could be some hidden sell pressure here. And basically, many times in the past that we've seen this go below the 0 line on the weekly time frame, we have seen some absolutely heinous market sell-offs, right? Again, it's not perfect, but we've seen a lot in this bear market in particular, okay? So just keep it on your radar that is a warning sign for me there as well, all right? So just my sentiment right now, my friends, is that when I'm looking at this, ready for a possible explosive breakout, it still appears right now that the ball is in the bear's court. I mean, I just don't see it any other way. That doesn't mean I have to be correct. It's just that the indicators and the chart is showing me that there seems to be more bearish pressure than bullish pressure at this very specific moment. Again, that doesn't mean it has to go down. It just means that for me, I'm perceiving the probability seems higher to go down than up. But again, if we do go up, watch out for these key levels that I've indicated, okay? Getting above this new higher high, then creating another higher high and getting above the purple box, really around 9,900. That's at that point that I may say, hey, it's possible that this equilibrium is breaking out and this could wind up being a gigantic bull flag to the upside. Let's get this crypto. Okay, my friends, don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you appreciate this thus far. Now, before we go to altcoins, let's actually just look at the potential targets as well for me, right? If this is to fall to the downside, let's take a look here. We'll use our Fibonacci retracement tool. We're going to pull it up here. Let's make sure that we're on the regular scale for this one, just so we're all good. There we go. And we could see right here, this is the area of the area of confluence for me right here, is the 0.618 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, right? The honey hole of Don Fibonacci, right? Which is in complete and utter confluence with all of this price action, multi-year support and resistance flips all throughout this range, right? And like I showed you on the daily DPO, again, it's pure speculation. It just appears to me that it's at least possible that if Bitcoin were to dump down into the 7,000s or 6,000s even, that could possibly line up with the timing here that the DPO falls into this historic bottoming range, and we could at that point possibly look for some confluence here for a bounce back to the upside. Let's get this crypto. Okay, now let's move right along to the altcoin market. Okay, now this one's a bit more interesting because the altcoins have been running pretty hard, and actually they did break through this box, which was once red. Okay, this box here, let me use a drawing tool. This box here for me was red at one point, right? Because we were trading underneath it after losing the support and back testing into it. We could have seen a rejection in here. We did not. We got through this box, okay? Actually back tested down into it, found support. The big thing now is this downward sloping resistance trend line. And also above this, we do have another area of historic confluence, right? All of this support, which then flipped into new resistance, not once, but twice, my friends, right? And this to me is always going to be a concern until we get through it. But Don, this would be such a heinous move to the upside that you'd miss it. My friends, right now, with the lack really of volatility in Bitcoin, altcoins are very high risk, right? And that doesn't mean that there hasn't been good gains to make in there. I'm happy for everybody that has. It's just that right now, these levels to me are very risky, right? That doesn't mean that this can't just go to the moon. I'm just stating that, hey, when we look at Bitcoin possibly being on the brink there of some serious issues, and then we look here as well at the DPO. Let me just get rid of this briefly here. This was from yesterday's stream. Forgot I had it pulled up. We could see that very similar to Bitcoin, this has a DPO range here that we have seen market cycle tops come in right around this range as well, right? You guys see that. This is on the weekly. So we've seen the top go in there. We saw the top go in there, right? Look, it tapped the range. And right now, just keep in mind, this was the high, then a lower high, and it called the top again. Now we have another lower high, yet it's still just about tapping this box of confluence. So for me right now, my friends, this is definitely an area of high risk for me. Again, good luck to everybody that is trading and hodling altcoins. There's nothing against it. I'm just stating that for me, the probability looks very risky from a bullish standpoint, in my opinion. Let's get this crypto, okay? Another notable thing here as well is that the Chaikin oscillator, we have seen some historic resistance around this range in particular, right? We use a box here. You guys could see that we have seen all times besides really this anomaly, really, right, of this one, even back to our great FOMO of 2017, 2018. Look where that rally stopped out at on the Chaikin, right? And then both of these tops here came in right there. Then our most recent top right there. And these all came before large sell-offs in the market. Of course, past performance does not indicate future results, but if we do draw a box around the bottoming range there, just to get an idea of historically, where these have bottomed out, I mean, it does appear, at least to the dawn, that there still could be some potential room to the downside. Let's get this crypto. Again, my friends, I mean, I'm not here to pump you up with Moonboy Garbaggio and Hopium. Oh, Kirby, my Cardania. Yeah, you can keep hodling that Cardania, little James, but for the dawn, I'm just looking at this market realistically, right? If the altcoins looked extremely juicy to me right now, I would just be looking to go long on them as well. For me, certainly is worrisome. Doesn't mean that it can't continue to go up savagely. If we get through these levels, for me, it gets very, very bullish. But right now, I just don't see any real bullish confirmations here besides that it's broken through this box of tentative resistance. It also did, let's pull up our Fibonacci retracement to pull up a Fibonacci extension target, right? And it did break through the reverse honey hole, right? The extension targets there, it broke through the reverse honey hole. So for me right now, it broke through there. It's still on the uptick, but right now we are approaching these levels that a sell-off, in my opinion, could happen at any moment. Doesn't have to. I'm just stating if there is going to possibly be one, that we could already be seeing the top here. Let's get this crypto, okay? And of course, with yesterday's debacle on Twitter, my friends, what a crazy time here in this market. I don't want to get into a debate about this, about what happened or whatever, but let's just we'll just leave it at it's a crazy time in this space. I hope that we get more information really on what happened there. But I don't know. The whole situation seems very odd to me, and I don't think that it was positive for Bitcoin. I've seen a lot of moon boys. Kirby, don't you understand that now the whole world has seen the word Bitcoin? Sure, my friend, but is that really how you want the world to see the word Bitcoin? Is that going to make people buy this and FOMO into this market? I just don't think so. At best, I think it was neutral for the market, and at worst, I think it was bad for the market. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm just awaiting this breakout right here, right now. My friends, I'm awaiting like a ninja in the shadows here to strike on potentially life-changing trading opportunity. I think that this may arise at any moment. If you want to see exactly how I'll be setting up my trades for this potential breakout, my friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. In VIP, I post all of my entries, exits, targets, potential take profit zones, etc., all exclusively in VIP, while Average Joe and James at the water cooler sit here going, Macardania, Carbonacci, Macardania. The Don is sitting in the shadows, waiting to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. So I will see you all in VIP right now after this video. Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from Average Joe into Savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. My friends, thanks again for the thumbs up here on this video. I appreciate it. Maybe we can get 2,000 likes on this. I don't know. 2,000? Smash the thumbs up button. Thank you. And if you didn't already, I mean, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all. Welcome to one of the most realistic Bitcoin technical analysis channels you're ever going to find. Welcome to the channel. And my friends, until next time, I will see you in VIP right now. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.